Today, President Donald Trump is waking up at Trump Tower in New York for the first time since taking office. The president arrived there late Monday night to large crowds of protesters denouncing the deadly clashes in Charlottesville, Virginia. After initially blaming all sides for the violence, Mr. Trump called out the hate groups involved by name. And another White House shakeup could be coming. Two sources close to the White House tell CBS News that Steve Bannon's job is in jeopardy. Bannon, the president's chief strategist, once ran the right-wing news service Breitbart. Back here in Montana, the Black Butte Copper Project in Mark County is getting the green light by the Department of Environmental Quality. Tintina Resources announced on Monday the DEQ considers their mine operating permit as complete after months and multiple submissions. Tintina's proposed mine is underground 17 miles north of White Sulphur Springs and sits above Sheep Creek. An environmental impact study will now begin, allowing the public the opportunity to provide input through comment periods. The EIS is expected to take about 1 year to complete. Jerry Zieg, Vice President of Exploration, says this is testament to the commitment Tintina has to ensuring the safety of the surrounding environment. The EIS will be completed by a third-party contractor selected by the DEQ and is expected to begin in the next 30 days. Elsewhere, crews are scrambling to clear the railroad tracks after a coal train derailed west of Knoxon. 30 coal train cars derailed around 11 o'clock Sunday night in northwest Montana, about 50 miles west of Thompson Falls. Crews are using tractors to salvage as much coal as possible and clear the damaged train cars off the track. We're told the cars were not hauling hazardous materials, but it's unknown how much coal may have spilled into the Clark Fork River. No injuries were reported, and Montana Rail Link is investigating the cause of the derailment. Meanwhile, in Laurel, members of the Rod and Gun Club are fired up about plans to shut down its shooting range in Riverside Park. Long before it housed the shooting range, structures on the land housed Japanese and German prisoners of war. Administrators say lead levels at the range are more than double the health standards, so they shut it down this past June. Different options for the range's future were displayed during a meeting on Monday night. Those included a pavilion, a dog park, and cabins. Laurel's Rod and Gun Club, which is made up of more than 300 members, has offered to make improvements, but the city has concerns over potential lawsuits. Back here in Billings, a city pool and affordable senior housing project will get a big boost in the coming months. After being damaged by arson in 2016, Rose Park will get an overhaul of more than $1.7 million. With tens of thousands, many of them children, who use the pool annually, Mayor Tom Hanel called the project an investment into the city's busiest pool. Demolition of the existing building will begin shortly after the close of the swimming season, which is on August 20th. On Monday night, council members also agreed to move forward with a letter supporting an affordable senior living project located in the Heights off of Lake Elmo. The proposed 136-unit project would use low-income housing tax credits as part of the financing. There was concern of the project being exempt from city property taxes, which still has to be determined.
Budget's the budget, but you know there's also that human factor that I think we're responsible for here. So I would certainly support it. I absolutely agree with the tax rules and things like that, but you know there's some things you just have to do.
A one-bedroom apartment would cost as low as $433 per month to as high as $525 per month. The project would break ground next summer and finish in 2019. In state news, the Montana Democratic Party has elected a new chair. Mary Sexton says she believes the party can start bouncing back from some of the losses it had in the past year. Sexton has been a party member and activist for several decades. Democratic Party delegates chose Sexton as the new chair at a convention Saturday in Helena. Sexton says she senses a new energy in the party and says it's poised to re-elect U.S. Senator Jon Tester next year and perhaps make other gains in 2018. Democrats lost 5 out of 6 races for statewide office last year and failed to make any gains at the legislature, where Republicans are firmly in control.
I think Montana Democrats stand for inclusivity, and they stand for the people and working with people of all levels. We stand for education. We stand for a fair income. We stand for tax fairness. I think Montana needs to look for common ground. We're a purple state. We are successful as a state because we find common ground.
The position of party chair is a volunteer post which helps organize, devise strategy, and raise money. Now we go to Lockwood, where Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks is warning residents to put away attractants after a small brown-colored black bear was spotted in a neighborhood. Residents east of the intersection of Interstate 90 and 94 spotted the bear, but say it has not acted aggressively towards people, but continues to frequent yards and trees around homes in the area. FWP warns residents to put away anything that could attract a bear, such as dog food, a bird feeder, or even a dirty barbecue grill. When a bear becomes acclimated to human attractants, it generally ends badly for the animal. In our last story on this Tuesday, there are just 5 days left to enjoy Montana Fair. And if you're still planning your day at the fair, there are a variety of things to take part in that will get your adrenaline going.
3, 2, 1, go, go, go!
That includes ultimate paintball at the Heritage Building. Ginny and I went to check it out and take in some target practice. You can also have your choice of speedball or the urban course. Courses cost $10 per round and target practice is $5. They provide you with a mask and 100 paintballs. Tune in the rest of the week. We'll be checking out some of the other fun options at Montana Fair right here on Montana This Morning. And Ed backed out of this opportunity. I'm going to call it an opportunity to go to the range with us because
I backed out of the opportunity to be a target is what I did.
You would have been part of our target practice.
I could kind of see where that was going to go.
Yeah, wise decision. Wise decision.
I'm feeling good about the decision that I made, although it would have been fun to be over there and try that out too.
Yeah. Well, you still have 5 days left, so go check it out.
I still do.
It's out Montana Fair.
Okay, I just won't tell you when I'm going.
Exactly.
That's all.
Good idea.
Okay.
Good call.
Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on this morning. First Interstate ICAM, and we do have some clouds around this morning. Gradual clearing from west to east across the region as we start getting into the afternoon. Billings right now, the warmest of the major reporting stations, has been all morning. Now it's 62 degrees. You just saw the update, a west wind at 12 miles an hour. Pressure has been moving upward. The humidity will move down as we get through the day, as very dry conditions will continue to move in. So here we are at Billings, 62, 59 in Sheridan, 56 in Cody, 58 for you in Miles City, and Livingston, you're reporting 55 here just with the update that came in, at Warland at 56. Looking at readings in the 50s, we got 60 this morning up in Williston, North Dakota. But look at this, 42 in Cutbank, 40 down in Butte to get started, and Kalispell, north of town at the airport, 39 degrees. So there is some cooler air there. It's fairly dry air as well. Here's where the showers are developing now. And overall, we're watching this low pressure area here up into Alberta, Saskatchewan, pulling in some cooler air. That'll hold the temperatures in check a little bit. They will be slightly warmer than yesterday, and then drawing up this moisture through Wyoming, and that's going to push off towards the Dakotas as we get later in the day. So we've got a cold front here that's moving off towards the Dakotas. You can see that as we start looking out towards Bismarck here through central North Dakota. Stronger storms with that, but it's clearing out across the plains of Montana. So from west to east, we'll see some clearing through the day. 70s, low 80s is what we'll muster for afternoon highs, and generally with a light wind. Tomorrow, a few isolated high elevation showers or thunderstorms, but basically looking at a bit of a warm up. We could be up into the mid 80s by the end of the day tomorrow. This disturbance comes through on Thursday. Temperatures again in the 80s, but it'll pick up the winds. You see the blue arrows starting to move down and across the region. Could be a little breezy by the end of the day on Thursday. We could be watching that, and then a little more settled with warming temperatures as we get closer to the weekend. Temperatures today, 70s to low 80s pretty much across the state. Sunny to mostly sunny through this afternoon. Watching southern Montana, northern Wyoming for a mix of clouds and sun. The best chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm during the morning hours, and that'll start to ease up through the afternoon. So 70s, low 80s during the day, 50s for the overnight lows, and partly to mostly clear. We're going to be watching around the bighorns, maybe for an isolated storm into the evening hours. Tomorrow, here we go. We're up into the 80s in most locations with the exception of some of the high elevations for later in the day. And the Billings extended forecast shows that bump in the temperatures tomorrow. Could be a little windy as that disturbance moves through on Thursday. Then we take another bump up in the temperatures as we get to the weekend.